Most people think they need a massive industrial setup just to fix a garden gate or restore a car. But honestly, you're probably overpaying for power you'll never actually use. Today, I'm cutting through the marketing hype to show you the 5 best home use welding machines that actually fit in a normal garage. I've tested everything from a toaster-sized stick welder to a professional-grade pulse MIG, and I'm going to tell you exactly which ones are worth your cash and which ones are just expensive paperweights. No fluff, just the honest truth on what works for your projects. Number 5. HITBOX ARC200S. I used to think you needed a massive, back-breaking machine just to fix a garden gate or tack together some scrap metal in the garage. Then I picked up this HITBOX Mini ARC200S, and honestly, it's roughly the size of a toaster. I've been using it for quick repairs around the yard, like fixing a broken hinge on my steel fence. It's so light, I just throw the strap over my shoulder and work right there without dragging a heavy cart behind me. What I liked most is the Synergy tech. It handles the arc start for you, so you aren't constantly sticking the rod to the metal like a total amateur. One thing to know though, the 200A on the screen is a bit optimistic. Realistically, you're topping out at 120A, so don't expect to weld thick structural beams. Buy this if you're a DIYer or hobbyist doing light repairs on carbon steel or stainless. Skip this if you're a pro doing heavy industrial work or need to weld thick plate all day. Number 4. Rodspon MMA 280 Welding. I was actually dreading fixing my backyard gate because dragging my old welder out is a total workout. Then I tried this MMA 280, and it's honestly wild. It weighs less than a couple of milk cartons. I just carried it out one-handed, finished the job, and tucked it back on a shelf. What I really liked is the anti-stick feature. If you're out of practice like me, it keeps the rod from freezing to the metal every 5 seconds. One thing to watch for, though. It's labeled for 280 amps, but don't expect that kind of power. It's definitely more for light home repairs than heavy beams. Grab this if you just need something for quick DIY fixes. If you're planning on building a skyscraper, skip it. Number 3. SucceBuy 5-in-1. My old truck's aluminum bed rail finally snapped, and I was tired of paying the local shop for simple fixes. I decided to pull the trigger on this 5-in-1 welder to see if I could handle it myself. Honestly, having one box that does everything from gas MIG to stick welding has cleared so much clutter in my garage. The pulse setting was a lifesaver. It kept the heat low so I didn't burn a hole right through the thin metal. One catch though, I was annoyed to find out the TIG torch isn't in the box, so that's an extra trip to the store. Still, for a do-it-all tool, it's a solid investment for any home tinkerer. Number 2. VEVOR Spot Welder 3500A. Have you ever looked at a nasty door ding on your car and realized there's no way to reach it from the inside? I hit that wall last month with a fender crease that seemed impossible to pop. Instead of visiting the body shop, I tried out this VEVOR dent puller. It's a specialized beast. The dual gun setup is what really sold me. Being able to switch from welding a pulling triangle to using the slide hammer without stopping makes the workflow so much better. One thing to keep in mind though, it's deceptively heavy. At over 50 pounds, you're not going to want to carry it around. It definitely needs a permanent spot on a rolling cart. If you're restoring a classic or starting a side business, it's a game changer. Just skip it if you're only doing basic structural welding. Number 1. HITBOX HBT 250p. I'm convinced that most modern welding screens are actually designed to be impossible to read the moment a little sunlight hits the shop floor. That's why the massive, high-contrast display on this HTBT 250p genuinely impressed me. I didn't have to squint once while dialing in my AC balance. For anyone working on thin aluminum, having this much control over the pulse and waveform at this price point feels like a steal. It handled a 2mm fillet weld with a clean, stable arc that usually requires a much pricier machine. However, be prepared for a steep learning curve. The interface is packed with settings, and if you aren't familiar with pre-flow or slope timings, it's easy to get lost. It's a precision tool for serious fabricators, not a simple plug-and-play box. Look, the best welder is simply the one that gets your project done. Don't overbuy power you won't use. Just get what fits your actual goals. I've put all the links and my notes in the description if you want to compare them. If you're still stuck, just drop a comment and I'll help you out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.